Okay, what's going on, everybody? Good afternoon. My name is DKEN, and welcome to the first episode of my man-to-man podcast. Now, before we continue, do not forget to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, share this with your boys and your families, follow me on Instagram, smash that bell notification button, and enjoy. Now, for this podcast, I'm going to do something quite different. Instead of creating scripts that I read from, I'm going to be sitting in front of the camera and speaking from both the heart and the mind about hot topics in today's day and age. So, with that said, without further ado, let's begin. Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? I hope every single one of you are having a safe and sound day today. My name is DKEN, and for today's topic is going to be I quit the dating scene 3 years ago, and here's why. So as you can see, this is my first time speaking right in front of the camera. Now, in order for me to do that, allow me to take you way back to December of 2019. So this was during the time, obviously, before former President Trump came on television and said, we have a virus on the loose, stay at home. This was during the time when I was getting separated from the Marine Corps. I got separated with a general discharge under honorable conditions. And I was going through so many things to the point where I just lost complete control of myself. I used to be one of those boys that used to chase females a lot, to the point where I got shot down. I got rejected way too many times to count. And I used to be one of those guys that thought he knew what he was doing, but honestly, I didn't. I was just going with the flow, and I was going through such a difficult time back then, and it got so bad to the point where I ended up getting hospitalized. I don't want to touch too much on that. I want to try to, stay on today's topic, which is the dating scene. Even back then, I would notice that females in general, they just have this masculine attitude, if you will, and to me, I got treated like as if I was nothing, like a nobody, if you will. Eventually, the day came where I just simply broke. Like my mental health, like literally went down the drain, went down the toilet, if you will. And I had nobody to turn to. I had nobody to talk to. I didn't have any support whatsoever. So after I got separated from the Marine Corps, my problems just became even worse. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want to fucking date anymore. I just wanted to hide. And I became a completely different person when I came back home. So keep in mind, they paid for my bus ride home. I did not take the plane, and to be honest with you, I cannot remember why they couldn't provide me a flight back home. So they decided to give me a bus ride home, and I was like 100% okay with that. So keep in mind, I went from Oceanside all the way up to LA, and then from LA all the way across the other side of the country. So from LA all the way to Port Authority, New York City, NYC, which is where I'm from. So when I got back home, my dad hugged me so tightly he didn't want to let go. And I remember he told me that, me coming back to him and jumping into his arms was the greatest Christmas gift that he had ever received. And when I heard my dad say that, I basically, shedded a river of tears. But every time I got shot down and just simply rejected outright and just treated as if I was nothing by females, I simply changed. I changed into a completely different person. I didn't want to date anymore. Even up to this day, I still don't want to date anymore. I don't want to go back to the dating scene. Just the way they treat men nowadays, if you take a look at Instagram or go on TikTok and look at how the modern females treat men, like straight up doormats, like why? Like why? Why would you want to fucking date after that? It's been 3 years since I left the dating scene, and to be quite honest with you, not once did I ever regret my decision. And just thanks to modern feminism, females go around with this self-entitlement attitude, if you will. They go around and act as if they are entitled to the world. They're entitled to everything. They think they're 9s, they think they're 10s, when actually they're 49ers, is what we say. They think they're 9s and 10s when actually they're nothing but a bunch of 3s, 4s, 5s, and so forth. And every time you go out in the streets and you would see a group of females walk past you, they wouldn't even acknowledge you. They just treat you as if you are not there. They don't even have the common courtesy to say, "Hi, how are you?" Nothing. They just literally ghost you and pretend you are not there. And that's another thing. I got ghosted way too many times to the point where it just became way too much. Like, the pain just became way too much for me. And like all of these things that just compounded together, it just goes to show that females in general, they don't treat men like human beings. They treat you more like ATMs, if you will. So they go around with this masculine attitude, self-entitlement mindset. They expect men to pay for their dinners, pay for their drinks. Like, why? Why? Why would you want to go out with these females when you know they're going to use you? There's no point anymore. So to all of you men out there that are struggling, just understand this. You do not have to participate in the dating scene. You could just simply quit right now and save yourself. Just save yourself the pain. And just focus on improving yourself. And keep in mind, when I got back home, that was when I found the red pill. That was when I found red pill content creators like Coach Greg Adams, strong, successful male, Steph is cold. All of these guys, fresh and fit. At first, when I found these guys at first, that was when my journey to self-improvement started. That was when I started to improve myself. I used to be so broke. When I got back home, I used to be so broke, I could barely afford some food. Now keep in mind, I had a family to fall back on, and they were happy to see me when I got back home. But I just didn't want to go back to the dating scene because I was tired. I was just sick of being treated like absolute dog shit. So, what is the point of going back to what did not work out in the first place? Because as we all know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different result. So why? Why would you waste time with these females that treat you like you're not even a human being? No. I quit the dating scene 3 years ago for these reasons. if they don't want to treat you right, if they don't want to treat you right, if they don't want to have a feminine mindset and therefore a feminine attitude, like why? Why would you want to go back? Do not go back to what did not work out. Okay? Save yourselves, okay? Go your own way. Swallow that damn red pill and focus on your damn selves. I'm going to give you a little more information before I conclude this episode. Right around June of 2020, that was when the VA approved my disability claim, and I was able to save up enough money to the point where I was able to move out. Okay? Now keep in mind, I was back in NYC. So I chose to stay there for a little while until the day came when I left that city for good. So back in the first day of March 2021, that was when I moved here to California. And as you can see, as you can probably tell, I'm living alone by myself. I've got my own money, I've got my own job. Those were things that kind of gave me life, if you will. It kind of gave me hope. So, with that said, I want to let every single one of you boys know, if you are struggling now, if you put in the hard work, if you put in the effort and the time, things will get better. Okay? I promise you. Okay? Oh, the sun's kind of blocking my eyes. It'll get better, okay? I promise you that. If you give up, you're basically telling the other men that it's okay to give up and just be a failure. Okay? Do not quit. So with all of that said, I hope every single one of you men out there stay safe and stay sound. Okay? Stop chasing these females like puppy dogs. Stop going after people that don't give a fuck about you. Okay? Concentrate on yourselves. With that said, I hope every single one of you have a very blessed day. Stay safe and focus on yourselves. Okay? Peace out.